There's no question about it, will be Pep Guardiola. Let's go back once again to the Emirates to find out what he's thinking alongside Alison Bender.
18 wins in all competitions, a clean sheet. Was there a sense of frustration, though, going ahead so early in the second minute and not being able to put the game to bed sooner?
No, it's not any frustration because they are so good. So they demand you a lot. They make a man-to-man in our build-up. It's not easy to do it, and to press them is so good because Mikel is a master to make a build-up and create the spaces where we are weak. We adjust a little bit better in the second half because in the last 25-30 minutes, the first half, we suffered a lot to have the ball. We start really well. The first 10-15 minutes were exceptionals. We could have scored the second one or the third one. But yeah, we didn't concede much, but it's a team like they have the ball more than usual, the teams that we play, and it was a good performance, an incredible victory for us. So it's Emirates, it's Arsenal away, so always it's difficult.
We've got Julian in the studio, so I'd like to ask you about the defence partnerships. A lot of questions since Vincent Kompany has left, but I wonder how good Ruben Diaz has been for you today with Stones.
He's a lot. He's an important player for us. He's so smart. He's a real defender. He enjoyed defending. So, and after he was the man free, he make incredible drive with the ball, create 1-against-1, and the next step, he was so important with John. But the same with Jaime last game. So everyone make his contribution.
And clearly you've got a very busy week, Mönchengladbach midweek. Tell me, first of all, what did you make of Kevin De Bruyne? He's been out for a really long time, and how good is it to have him back again?
But it's good for the 55-60 minutes. He played good minutes. So yeah, playing every 3 days. So the next game is going to play new players. We need fresh legs. So yeah, tough game of course against Champions League, but important in Premier League. We maintained the distance at 10 points. Leicester won, and now we have last 5 games before the international break, 4 at home, and this will be an important part to be close to to win the Premier League.
Thank you, Pep, for talking to us. Thanks.
Seems that when he put pen to paper on a new contract, it revitalised Manchester City. Yes, they lost the first game against Tottenham after he signed the contract, but since then, undefeated, now on their run, 18 wins in a row. Gio, are you surprised that Pep is still there at Manchester City? Because we look at his time at Barcelona and he felt burnt out, by his own words. He took a year off and he was in New York, in America, just detoxing from football. Then he was at Bayern Munich, and now he's at Manchester City. He's already gone longer than he has at any previous club. So what do you make of this?
I think he feels at home. I mean, that's the most important thing. You know, I've been a couple of months. I was able to be in Manchester, and I see how he trains. You know, how he's like. Is part of the family at City. So when you feel at home, you feel relaxed, you feel respected, you have all the players you want, you are fighting for titles. I think that's the most important thing for him. You know, he still sees ambition with City. Of course, the Champions League will be the biggest, and hopefully they will succeed in that in the coming years. But if you are happy in a happy place, you don't want to move. And for me, it looks and it seems, and I'm sure that he feels at home.
Julian, he feels at home. The man from Catalan, the man who came up through the Barcelona system, seems more at home at Manchester City in the northwest of England than he does in the sunny shores of Spain.
Yeah, again, obviously there is an element of that. And like you touched on, him being burnt out at Barcelona, I think him spending his whole career there, or majority of his career there, he's probably too close to that setup in regards to not being able to feel any other way. Obviously, he's came into Manchester, and the club, the fans, everyone involved has took to him, and he's took to them instantly, and he's probably rejuvenated his love, his passion, and again, obviously, success helps if you're able to do things that and create a new kind of style of philosophy that is not accustomed to English way of playing, especially the Premier League, and also a dominance. We've seen the numbers he's produced with Man City. It's been remarkable since he's been there. So why would he not want to continue? Again, that would be the question. But he seems to enjoy himself, and it's always the case when you're winning and you're doing well. You always seem to enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah, it seems like a lifetime ago that we were questioning his future at Manchester City before the contract was signed, that perhaps he looked a little bit frazzled, that he didn't seem as bothered as he was before. All that's been put to bed. But I'm looking, Gio, I want to get your take on this first, particularly as you've worked for a good half decade in management. I'm struggling to think of any current managers now that have been able to reinvent themselves. I look at Mourinho at Tottenham. He doesn't look like he's reinvented himself. He's still sticking to the same tactics. It's a question mark for Klopp right now and what he's going through at Liverpool, because he was unable to reinvent himself at Dortmund, ultimately why he left the club. And it didn't really finish well. It ended with a whimper when he was back in Germany. Just looking across all the top managers and how they seem unable to get out of their ways, except for Pep right now. Pep seems to have changed things. He's been more willing to adapt. Is that a fair assessment, what I'm saying?
I think it's fair. I think it's, as you said, you know, you can see the change in Pep, in the way that his teams play. So I think that's one of the key things for me why he is the best, because he's not, he doesn't have one way of working, one philosophy. Of course, he has one philosophy, but he can adjust that philosophy into the team he coaches, into the country he's in. He's done it for Barcelona because, of course, he's used to Barcelona. He played in the youth. He played there. And he knows the system. For Bayern Munich, it was a bit different. He had to adjust to German football, which he did. And now, of course, the English football, he also changes. In the beginning, you know, he had a lot of critics, you know, that his style of playing wouldn't match the Premier League, but he proved them wrong. So he's constantly improving himself. And for me, it's very hard to think of a coach in other big countries, big leagues to see the same. I cannot name anyone, to be honest, right now.
Julian, your take on this?
Yeah, again, I echo what he's saying. It's remarkable what he's done. I expected trophies when he came. I think it was well documented that he was going to come before his arrival. But what he's done has surprised me in regards to the consistency and the new levels that he's kind of produced. He's set new heights. Like we've seen a current record now that hasn't been mirrored before. And not just results, because barring today, I don't think any performance or result has been close. I think they've dominated the multiple of these games, these 18 wins, and they've looked very, very strong and consistent. And as I said, if it was easily done, other coaches and teams will be doing it. But that's why you remarked as one of the best in the world, because you do things that other teams, players, coaches can't do.
Looking at the Premier League, just focusing on that and seeing how they've dominated over the last couple of seasons, but they did lose out to Liverpool last year. Do you feel that was more of a blip than anything else? If it was a sea of blue and then a little blip of red there, Gio? It's just because if they're going to do it again, that's 3 times in 4 years they've won the title.
Yes, that's impressive, you know, and, you know, I think Liverpool had a fantastic year last year. You know, very strong, you know, not many injuries. You know, they deserve to be the champions, because I think City was good, but Liverpool was better. And you could see, you know, the year after the championship, you know, it's everything is going to be more difficult to become champion, because other teams will want to beat you. So City wanted to beat Liverpool, also the other teams. You get some injuries. The pressure is higher than the year before, and it makes it a very difficult season so far for Liverpool. And for City, you know, they just, as usual, the consistency they had in the last years is amazing, and that's why they are, you know, now 10 points ahead in the Premier League, and it looks like they are on course to another championship. So 3 times in 4 years is impressive.